Okie dokie. So, this is Hell's Awakening Noxus Chronicles. Today, Freddy is back,
Yep.
and we have Bob with us as well, which I'm pretty sure can entail everything you need to know. So, in this session today, we're going to begin with Scooter having had just used his newfound ability to burrow to escape the strange design of the manor within Whitehorn. As you have just exited the Whitehorn Manor, Scooter, you are met again with that thick, magical fog.
All right. I guess if Scooter is trying to find Veigar, he's not really sure where to fucking even look. Scooter's gonna pop down for 10 minutes and ritually cast Divinity, I think, would be the one I can do.
Divinity.
Divination or divinity? One second. I got you.
Divination.
Yeah, one of those.
Oh yeah, because you can.
There's so
I'm pretty. Yeah, you can do that, can't you?
Yeah, I can ritual cast. It's gonna take 10 minutes, but ask a single question concerning the event, goal, or activity recur within 7 days. I guess my specific goal is to find Veigar. I guess would be that's what everybody in the party came to conclusion on who to find.
So you are looking for Veigar. So as you cast divination, the next few days, all you can see in front of you is long, treacherous walks, carriage rides, constant investigation, tavern drinking, intimidating patrons of other taverns and pedestrians in towns and villages alike for information, until you are finally drawn to the conclusion of heading to the Evermoors, up north of Neverwinter, but south of Icewind Dale.
Okay. Has he ever been to the Evermoors? Or anywhere near there?
The nearest you've been to the Evermoors, as a matter of fact, would be Ravensmith Hollow, which on the interactive map you can find online or on the pins on Hell's Awakening for the Sword Coast. It's called known as Hoft, but it is very close to the Evermoors.
Okay, then in that case, knowing that he needs to be pretty quick with it, Scooter's gonna stand up and kind of adjust his show real quick, and he's like, all right, gotta go, and fucking he's gonna try to find the nearest plant, I guess, and cast. Let's see if he can cast it. I have enough spell slots.
Find nearest plant. Do me a nature combined investigation check, please.
Cast this again. Yeah, gotcha. You said nature with investigation?
Correctamundo.
Cast it. Can do it one more time. Investigation. So 8 plus 16 plus 6, 20, so 30.
You wander around carefully, obviously, within Whitehorn, still unsure of what could lie within this fog. You find yourself at the entrance gate that you originally entered through, and there is where you find a dying redwood tree.
Okay. So Scooter will walk up to the tree then, and he's gonna just look up at it. I'm sorry, big guy. And he's gonna, but yeah, I'll be out one last time, huh? And he's gonna cast transport via plan, and he's going to go to I guess Raven's hold.
Ravensmith Hall.
Yeah, he can't remember. He just Raven Blaze. That's what he says to himself out loud when he goes to the plant.
As you go through, you find yourself back in the expansive courtyard of Ravensmith Manor. Trudging out of that tree that you saw at the very front of it. And you see in the courtyard Lencano conversing with one of his consultants about the monetary situation within Ravensmith itself.
Okay, Scooter starts shuffling up as fast as he can. He going, Lucano! Lucano! As he runs up and gets his attention.
Yes, what's up, Scooter? What's the matter?
I need help. He's the Blood Queen. We are at the mansion. Yeah, lovely dinner. And then they sent us to the torture chamber. We're stuck now, dimension rooms and such. I was able to burrow out somehow. I don't fucking know how that worked, but I was able to do it. And they told me to search for help. So they said, Veigar, I mean, there's also you. I mean, if you would have come along too, but they said, kind of look for Veigar. So I was like, all right. And I left, and now he's in Evermore. Can you help me get to Evermore? I can't travel no more.
Of course. I will ready a carriage, and we can venture to the varying towns and cities surrounding the
Be faster? I mean, I kind of left him. I kind of left him in a shitty spot.
Unfortunately, the arcana poisoning I experienced has greatly affected my ability to teleport. So, or transport via lightning.
He's gonna turn into a great eagle and pick up Lucarno, and he's like, just point me the direction.
Okay.
I mean, it's probably quicker than a carriage.
Yeah. So there are tons of towns and cities, little villages and stuff. So the first place Lincano would suggest to go to would be a little village outcrop called Olestein's Hold. Just by the it's a small village by the small wood known as Silverwood. It takes no time for you to travel there at all. Now you can, if you want, you can do a perception check to see if you can find Veigar there, or you can swoop down and search on foot.
Do a quick flyby first and see if he can see anything. If nothing catches attention, he'll pop down first. He won't drop the form yet, but when he kind of drops down, I don't know if Lucarno can like talk telepathically, but he's gonna start pecking at him with the giant form and kind of just trying to get him to like search and like ask for people, but not really without really saying it. But he's gonna start fucking pecking at him.
Lincano can speak with you telepathically.
No, he goes, sorry. He's like, I can't talk right now. Ask if anybody's seen a blue, still a cobalt. Ask if anybody's seen he looks. Ask if anybody's seen a cobalt around, blue one.
All right.
As he does a little flyby again, he drops him down and then starts doing a flyby again. I'm gonna give you a perception check.
Sounds good. Yeah, you drop Lincano from about 200 feet up in the air, and he just does a superhero landing, just for the shits and gigs.
There you go. So I got advantage on it because I'm an eagle. 15. Perception, so 15 plus 17, 20, 32.
So majority of what you can see, you've not been able to find him. And you can see Lincano clear as day, trudging around. His robe's getting a little bit mucky from the wet, muddy ground, but you can tell
Got-
he's not bothered. But he's also displaying visual discomfort and not being able to find Veigar.
All right, so I guess kind of moment Scooter realized that he's gonna swoop down and just snatch Lucarno up by the his talons and fucking start heading towards the next town.
Next time, give me warning.
I'll try.
All right. The next place is actually going to be a little city called Everland. Again, takes next to no time to travel there. This one is gonna have a much higher check for perception. So again, you'll come across this huge city. It is surrounding this lovely windy river. Streets are bustling, vendors and merchant stalls, people flowing in and out with all kinds of product. Tons of taverns displaying ales, beers, and meads, all to your liking.
So that'll probably slow Scooter down a little bit. He's not stopping, but he kind of gets tempted. He's like, that sounds nice. And he's like, oh shit, I'm looking. Friends in danger. And he rolls. So 7 and a 14. So 14 plus 17, 20, 31.
31. The streets are too busy. You even lose sight of Lincano. Because I would imagine you would have dropped him down to
Yeah,
onto
do the
social
same thing.
foot again. Yeah. You lose sight of Lincano. The streets are far too busy.
Sorry, just give me a minute. I gotta sort out some dog stuff.
No
Okay,
worries.
man. Well, he doesn't want to. He knows if he drops the form, he's gonna lose. He has it for the next 9 hours. He doesn't want to waste it and just drop it and do it again. He only has a limited amount of times. Oh man, he doesn't want to fucking fly into the town and start causing chaos either. He's gonna try to find Locarno. He's gonna try to search for him real quick.
Investigation check.
Ooh, not good. 3.
Is that it? Just straight 3?
Yeah, I don't have a +0 to investigation.
Oh no.
Scooter cast confusion on himself.
Yes. Alright, hold on, man.
Let me see if I can have anything to kind of help do this.
I'm just literally opening your character sheet to see if I can help you.
So I'm wild
I've
shape.
come
I've
to-
done it.
Yeah, I've come to learn that it's always best for me to keep a good eye on
So
everyone's character sheet.
what I could do technically, so I have one more casting of wild shape. I can cast that and summon a familiar, like an owl or
Yes.
something like that, to help and have him like split off from me and trying to help as well.
Yeah, I
Can I
was
get it back in
going
our
to
short rest?
mention that. Oh, I see you grabbed
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, I dropped spell sniper and I grabbed spell driver.
Yeah, I saw you grab Spell Driver. It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw that. I
Why
was like, I
not?
can get a lot of trouble with that.
Why you guys? I
Um,
might actually see if I want one of these feats because I kind of forgot they're like here now.
Yeah, you're all good. Don't worry about it.
I picked up the
I'm
spell
just gonna-
driver one. It's pretty nifty looking.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's I can't remember what it was. One of them gives you an extra attunement slot, as well as the ability to innately cast
Identify.
something. Identify.
Identification.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that one as
That-
well.
that's insane. And if you have that on an artificer as well at level 20, you have 7 attunement slots.
A lot.
And that's excluding the fact that you're later down the line going to gain attunement slots through your weapons of Harender as well.
All the attunement. Yeah, Scooter's gonna
Yeah.
do that though. He is gonna concentrate and use another wild shape, and he's gonna use it to cast find familiar, and he's gonna summon
Mm-hmm.
an owl, his owl companion, and
Okay.
kind of telepathically speak to it. He's like, oh, they're both animals. He's gonna start squawking at it, and just say, he kind of gives a description of Locarno, and he's like, look for this guy, look for an old fucker. And he's like, about this high, wearing robes, dirty as shit now. Or he says, blue cobalt. He says this high for he goes really short at first, but no, he's like, oh no, this high now. And he points up above him, way above his head. And he's like, all right, about this height, and wear the cloak. And he's like, look for either one of them and come back to me. And I'm gonna he goes to go off and search as well.
Yeah. The owl will respond with squawk. Yes, sir. Squawk.
Yes.
Go, my minion. All right. After some time, the owl comes back, and it is flying, very like jaggedly, as you can see beneath it, holding onto its talons, is none other than Lincano. With a few pecking marks on his face from the owl.
As he comes out, he's like, I'm sorry, I think it's almost feral. It's about as old as I am. Every time I summon it, it comes back the same one. It's old as shit, way past its life. He's like, I don't think he's here. Veigar's like, this place is, I don't think he's here. Can't find him. There's a lot of fucking people.
I cast detect magic and then enlarged its radius and covered the entire city, and I couldn't detect any traces of Veigar here. I spoke to some of the townsfolk, though, and they say he may be in Rivermoot, from what they've heard. A kobold who wears robes covering the majority of him has been hurled out there, occasionally disappearing and reappearing covered in blood more and more. So maybe he's there.
That kind of sounds like him. All right,
Indeed.
all right. He's let's go, and he's gonna look at his alpha, and he's like, let's follow, and he's gonna snatch up Locarno without warning again and fly off.
Okay. Yeah, so you fly from Everland to Reno. This is happening pretty quickly, to be fair. I suppose this is level 19 druid work.
Yeah, you didn't realize I could fly.
Which I could fly. All right. So with that, you do make it to Rivermoot. And as you enter, suddenly the weather has changed from partly sunny, partly cloudy to complete rainfall. Occasional sounds of thunder and flashes of lightning can be seen in the distance. You didn't even notice the weather change as you were flying over here. But it's a very depressing vibe, I guess you could say. Yes, you arrive in Rivermoot, this small town on the outskirt of the Evermore's Marsh. You see some farmland, the usual buildings, taverns, a town hall. You see buildings of religious value alike. But you can't really see many people walking around the street. Could be the weather, or it could be something else. You also see upon a hillside near Rivermoot is an old, ruined watchtower, very similar to the one that Veigar adored back in his home of Leylon.
Scooter will pop down. He'll drop the eagle form. He gets here. And noticing the tower, he know immediately. He's like, I spy where he's at. Right there. And he points off to Locarno to show him. He's like, I guess we should head there first. And starts tugging on Locarno, come this way, and calls his little owl buddy to come follow him.
Yes, I'm gonna quickly grab my dinner, but Lincana would respond with,
Yeah.
I would love to come with, but I haven't been to Rivermoot in a while, and as one of the superpowers, I guess you could say, of the Evermores, I'm inclined to take care of these people. So I'm gonna go find the town elder while you converse with Veigar.
Well,
I'll be back in just a second, grabbing edible food.
how you been doing though, Freddie?
No, I've been good. Um,
Good to hear.
sorry if you hear barking, by the way. I'm dog
Oh,
sitting
no.
for a family friend of mine. So I'm around their house
you're
while
all
they're
good,
on
man.
vacation and just taking care of their dogs, but they bark all the goddamn time. So
Hey, fuck yeah though. No, it's all good. I don't mind it.
yeah.
All right, I'm back. So yes, as you trundle up this hillside towards the ruined watchtower, a cinder, no, a block of stone, or several blocks of stone, fall out of it, alongside some smaller rubble, and they all plant themselves quite deep in the earth beneath it. You hear the squawk of an owl, but it's not yours. It's the owl that has been following Veigar since Leylon. As you get closer, you see a small building, just to be big enough for someone to live in, attached to this watchtower. It's covered in moss and other things alike for insulation. The door is just keeping on its hinges. Windows are cracked, but you can't see within. What would you like to do?
I mean, being polite not to knock. So Scooter's probably gonna fucking cop knock on the unhinged door almost. Hello?
After after what seems like a while, um, the door will just sort of slowly creak open, and Vhagar would sort of be presented within the doorway. Well, and there's such a nice surprise. You're lucky that you're someone I know, otherwise all of the runes and such that I planted around this place would have gone off, but I thought ahead.
Oh shit.
I knew at some point you guys would come visit,
Oh,
so I made sure they don't trigger when you
much
guys
much
walk past
appreciated.
them.
You see when looking at Vhagar, one of his hands is slightly further synced into his cloak, but it's still dripping fresh blood. You can catch that with your
You've been
passive.
busy.
'Cause your passive is insane.
I was hoping I could maybe not show it off, but I guess you've seen it. Yeah, I have. You know exactly
See
what
a
I've
lot
been
of
busy
things.
with. So
Yeah, I know you left.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Well,
good to see. I'm glad you're. I mean, you're alive. You seem to be doing good. Lovely house.
you need not flatter me, Scooter. The house is merely a domicile for me to sleep in. Although I don't even really need to sleep these days, but the sentiment is still there.
Yeah, I understand.
And the tower
Yeah.
is I don't even use it. It's more of a symbol, if anything. If people
I
can
don't
see
mind.
something that they know is related to me, it means they're less likely to do stuff.
I'm sure you're a pretty hot target right now with all the stuff
Yeah,
going on.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd be surprised. Once a gang's leader has been taken down, they often scamper and cower in dark corners, trying to get away from it. But it's all in vain. This is my life's
Unfortunately,
goal after all, so.
Well, actually, I came here. I was looking for you. The party. Wait a sort of a pick. You'd say. Last time, so when we left you, Varys, actually got kidnapped. He got kidnapped and took him back to the Varos Kingdom, and we went and grabbed him from there. Pissed off some people.
So Varus is okay then.
Oh, yeah,
Last I did
yes.
see him, he was being dragged away by a mystery man through a portal.
Oh, I forgot you were there. Yeah, that was the same people. We found him and we got him.
I am
Pretty smooth jailbreak actually, but it's hard to
that's
get
good
out.
to hear. I'm
Yes,
sorry I wasn't there to help you. Honestly, I am. But
No, it's okay. We all have our own issues to attend to. You have quite a lot on your plate, and I'm sorry to add more.
well,
The
funny enough, you've probably
come
put
at
me at a
more.
good time.
Oh, it's good to hear.
Yeah, I've managed to go down to say the last 20 that I have to find, and once that's
the last
done,
bit of the hardest.
yeah. But once that's done, the branded blue may be able to finally start arising to help people. But I'm not starting that till the red hands are completely through. So
I know. Yeah, and that's good to hear. That's good. I mean, I don't blame you. Eradicate and start new. But after we saved Varys, we then realized that Noxus has been kidnapped.
so that's why he just sort of disappeared. She just sort of disappeared then.
She ran off to do something, and then, she got caught. Not very she tries to be sneaky, but she's not. I mean, she's sneaky, but not too sneaky. But she got caught, and I guess our newfound friend that invited us to a dinner party was the one who did it. The Blood Queen, as she calls herself, and
Jesus.
yeah, it's quite a shit show. I mean, I'll be honest. She's quite a bitch. She has ties to Fenris. You remember old Fenris? He's fucking there. So I'd say.
I mention of Fenrir's name. Veigar would just sort of like he's been sort of just like rubbing his wrists and stuff, trying to get some of the blood off of his hand. But at the mention of Fenrir, he just sort of stops, and you see his hand sort of clench into more of a claw shape rather than a normal hand. Fenrir, he's here. Well, I guess
kind of the main issue at the moment. After dinner, him and the both of them. I can't fucking. That's aside. He sent us to the torture room, and then he's able to control the rooms in this house, and he is pretty much everyone trapped there. I was able to burrow out because I guess it was just ground. I was able to. The hole wasn't big enough for no one to follow me. But we can't teleport in. We can't teleport out. We can't anything to do with modifying or like have my spells, like illusion spells. Those only smells and sounds work. I can't physically create any. It's weird. He has a weird room and house.
It sounds like a sort of specified like anti-magic sphere.
It's in a way, it really stumped us. So that they came to the consensus that I would burrow out and find some help. Lucano, he's sick at the moment. He's not doing too well. So the only real, person that came to mind was you. I mean, and I know your history with Fenris. I figured it'd be an added bonus if you could help us.
Well, I will say, although Fenrir was never technically a member of the Red Hand, I may have said
Played a
there were
big
20
part.
names on that list, but there's actually 21. Right at the bottom, separated from everything, is Fenrir. I do want to get rid of him. I'm glad
He's
that
on
you've
my
come to
list
ask
too.
me.
Oh no, yes.
I have been
It's just good to
trying
see you
to
as
find
well.
him, so
Well, he came to us, and I came to you. So we'll simplify that down a little. And
well, this development certainly changes things. I will say that I I do hate to admit this, but I was going to say no to your request, but as I have far too much going on. But if Fenrir is going to be there, that's changed it to my top priority. I'll be more than happy to come and help everyone. I had no I had no qualm with the fact that you guys would be able to help yourselves out of this situation. You're very capable. But Fenrir is a whole different beast. So
his magic is some bullshit. He kind of mutters to himself, and he said, "Oh, I'm glad that kind of helped bring you along." I said, "It's gonna be a nasty fight. This Blood Queen, she has some kind of hold of blood magic, whatever that is. It sounds quite dangerous itself. So she's a whole different
Well,
beast in as well. So any
I will
help would be
say,
appreciated."
blood magic. Maybe it's even better that you did come ask me. Blood magic normally isn't too strong against me on account of my condition that you know I have.
Yep. The other
Hint,
guy.
hint at the fact that Veigar is technically undead. And so any form of necrotic damage he is immune to. And obviously blood magic is mainly necrotic.
Yeah.
So
Oh shit! It gets better and better. This is turning out to be pretty eventful. I mean, I left him. Kind of things. How long ago did Scooter leave?
Brad told me that for you guys leaving Veigar, it would have been like a couple months. I'm not sure about how long it took you to come find me. But
For you
How
to
long
go
did it
find
take them?
him,
I know it probably took a few hours, a good amount of hours.
Yeah, it's been about 7 or 8 hours. You managed to
Hours.
cut. You managed to cut the whole thing by a 16th
Fuck yeah.
by teleporting via plant.
Speed is of the essence. Scooter would be it's been about 8 hours since I left the party in the mansion, and that, I mean, honestly, that kind of worries me. There's a lot of them in there are a little, I hate to say it, but shit starters. He knows what he's not including himself in that, even though he knows himself as a shit starter. But if could I, you have enough time to rest here? I need to take a little break, and I can go eagle form again, and I can fly us right back to somewhere. Or
you see, I would more than welcome you inside, but Veigar sort of peers over his shoulder. I may have had a guest,
fucking slaughterhouse,
shall we say, who is currently indisposed. So
I wouldn't want to put no one out. I got you. I'm pretty sure. He's like, was there a bar, a tavern?
no, I'm more than happy to have you here. Just I think maybe if you could put that rest off maybe 10 minutes while I clean up and show our
I'll do a
guest outside.
pre-rest. Absolutely, I'll pre-rest. Pop in his shell for 10 minutes.
When you pop into your shell, you have a kettle ready with a pot of tea. You just have that casually in your shell.
pours it down. He's nice and cup.
All right. So,
I will say as sort of the thing that he does is he will Veigar casts Alter Self, and at second level, you can do that at will due to one of the things
yeah,
I have, and basically he'll just sort of change his appearance to that of just generally larger and a bit more strong, I guess, and he just sort of he very quickly disposes of the red hand body that was inside of
yeah.
his apartment.
Yeah,
And
with your with your passive perception, Scooter, you can see a very mangled face and an arm that's barely kept together by the strings of flesh.
and
Veigar
Scooter's
has
gonna
had
play
his
it off
fun.
like
Yeah.
Scooter's gonna play it off like he didn't see it. He's
and
he's nice.
once the body is gone, Veigar will drop the alter self, and he'll just use some general lightning magic to basically pretty much just zap away the blood. I'd like to say is something he can do.
Yeah,
Like because lightning is basically just really hot anyway, so I imagine it would just like zap away the
yeah.
blood as it gets sort of like turned into a gas, and so it sort of just cleans up everything very quickly.
As you're doing this, it's been a while since your sword has spoken to you beyond continuously enticing you to dive further and further into your rage and your malice against the Red Hand. For the first time in a few days, it's saying something else. There's a new magic we can learn. A new evolution. Your weapon. If you were to go fight this queen.
Veigar sort of. I'd say right now he does not have the sword on him. He has it on the mount that he has inside of his house.
Yeah.
He just sort of looks over at the sword, just. You've been quiet for a couple of days. Thought maybe you'd finally left me alone, but
You needed rest, so I let you rest. But now I awake from my own slumber to bring forth greater power for you.
I am more than willing to get stronger, but that is not going to be my top priority.
You,
Top priority is Fenrir.
you
Second is my
loathe-
friends. Third is getting more powerful.
You loathe Fenrir, don't you?
Yeah, well, you've been inside of my head long enough. You should be able to tell that by now.
What if I told you you can learn one of his innate abilities by slaying him?
I do not need anything from that thing. From the Blood Queen, I'm more than. From
But
him, nothing.
Fenrir wields a power that very few have been able to tap into the full potential for. He can do two things innately, one of which is new, the other he's always had. Fenrir has learnt the ability to physically rip magic apart with his bare fingers. And he's always had the ability to tell the future in such a way for battle to go in his favor. Slay him, and you can learn either of these two abilities. Think about it. You'd be able to overcome that man with many eyes if you can rip magic apart. He is a being of magic. And with that ability, he won't hold anything over you, and you won't have to answer to him anymore.
I will consider. But if you said that he can rip magic apart with his bare hands, I need to do some preparing. Out of character, that means I'd like to request that I change some of my spells around, even though I'm not on a level up.
That's fine. I don't mind.
Yeah.
You're
Mainly-
Veigar, for
yeah,
fuck's sake.
Mainly my Mystic Arcanium, because Blade of Disaster, I feel like that is so easily going to be countered by him literally just going up to the Blade of Disaster and just going like that, and basically ripping the sword in two. So
Yes. By the way,
Over there.
for Flavor's context as well, just so you can better understand this. Do you remember that ability that occurred to Ruel back in Icewind Dale? Where her hand kind of like got a crystalline obsidian look. And she
I didn't play the Icewind Dale campaign. Or are you talking about, wait, were we in Icewind Dale at
This-
one point? Oh,
yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah. That is a deep effect of magic itself. That's crystallized arcane magic essentially.
Okay.
Scooter, you would know this because you've seen it. Only on Fenrir's finger they have gone that crystalline look, because the way that effect happens is different per caster and how they use their magic, I guess you could say. With him being a divination wizard, ripping magic apart would benefit his style of fighting. And in the first instance where I introduced him having this ability in the first Noxus Chronicles episode, he literally grabbed the invisibility that was on Noxus and just ripped it off of her.
Okay, I ripped it off like a fucking blanket and just said, "Nope."
Pretty much, yes. And we had about 5 minutes joking about it being the cloak of invisibility from Harry Potter.
Yeah, that's where my mind went to.
Yeah. But yeah, that is for context to better understand that ability of his.
Fair.
Pretty cool.
After the voice in your sword says this, it then dissipates, and Scooter, you've got a passive of 27, right?
Yes.
Veigar, you're pretty innate. You're starting to get pretty in fucking tune with arcane magic at this rate, so you would feel this as well. This magical aura feels very familiar. Similar to the old man. Similar to Zadicus, the man with many eyes. The presence itself is emanating from the bar you occasionally visit when you're sick of home-cooked food. Or when you run out of booze and you can't be fucked to go buy more. You're enjoying that chicken, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten in like 6 hours.
What you saw me eating earlier is the only time I've eaten today.
Nah, I can't do it. I need my 3 meals a day.
That's
But
fair
yeah.
enough. But yes,
So,
this presence is emanating from your favorite bar nearby.
after Veigar is finished, obviously he would have finished cleaning up his house. He would have gone
Nice.
outside to Scooter. My humble abode is ready, but I'm gonna head down to the tavern. If you'd like to come join me, there's something I have to go check out. I will say, once we get there, if it's what I think it is, you have to do exactly what I say when I say it.
I felt it. I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. I saw him before. I'll be
Let's
on
go.
my toes. Fucking always something, isn't it? He kind of pats you on the fucking back.
Yeah. Oh well.
That's good because
To
Scooter
be
was just
fair,
about to
it's been
go.
Yeah. Oh, go on. You go first.
I said Scooter. Like I was about to say, if we're about to take a short rest, Scooter was about to go into your house and ritual cast faint death on himself and fucking pass out for an hour.
No, but Veigar just sort of yeah, well, seeing him as being has been a long time coming. I spoke to him once. He gave me a task, and I haven't seen him since. But I suspected nearing the end of my little endeavor, he'd be coming to speak to me again.
I've been wanting to meet him. I only saw him in a vision, you'd say. Kind of threw me
Let's
for a loop,
just
but I know it's quite
uh,
dangerous though.
yeah, let's just say in real life, it's a lot worse.
I make sure to wash my tongue. Not wash, but watch my tongue.
Yes.
So I got a little lippy with the king, of Anthem. I gave him some lip. I was real proud of that. And he, as he walks off,
Veigar would follow behind Scooter and sort of guide his way to where we have to go.
once we get there, Scooter would let you walk in first, knowing that we're kind of dealing with the moment. He's like, you take the lead, though. You've dealt with this before.
Yeah.
Um,
Give me a
10
second,
minute
though.
walk.
I must keep up appearances. At which point, Veigar casts, once again, still casting Alter Self. This time, the first time he met the man in real life for what he truly was, he's changing to that of a Dragonborn and taking his head down. This is the form he has taken whenever he has interacted with the public to give a name to a face, give a face to a name.
Heck yeah, I like that.
Everyone who sees him like in this form knows him as Veigar. This is what the public thinks Veigar looks like.
Okay. So, as you enter your favorite bar, all the patrons greet you with hellos and pats on the back, seeing that you've come back from another strenuous journey of what you claim is monster slaying and bounty hunting. Just to not, alarm the civilians of this little town. And over at the actual bar itself, serving all the drinks, is the infamous old man from Waterdeep and seen briefly in Icewind Dale.
Veigar is prepared for this encounter. He knew he'd have to speak to him a second time eventually. So he does not utter any words. He simply walks up to the counter, places a small note that he takes out of his boot onto the table right in front of him, and walks to the nearest empty room. On the note, it simply reads, "Follow me and don't say anything to the people. My friend is going to be there with us.
And you hear quite loudly the old man will then said, "Well, if you can all excuse me, I have some shipment in the back that I need to review for purchase." As he then hunched over, fake walking stick. You know it's not a walking stick, you know it's something else. And you
Yeah.
hear it clacking on the ground as he goes round to the back, and he'll see you and Scooter, and he'll do two fingers to follow, and he'll take you into his office, which is very nice, very lavish. He's got one of those pristine royal like chairs, you know, made of like the finest wood, best fabric, all that kind of stuff, and a desk very neatly organized tower of papers. Some has some shelves with bottles of all kinds of alcoholic beverages of your liking. To the left side, he's got brewing kit for alchemist supplies or brewing for coffee, tea, that kind of stuff. And then there are two cushioned chairs that he's just clicked his fingers to appear in front of the desk. As he grabs his face, pulls it down, and you see the many-eyed man again, Zadocus.
Veigar would take a seat, putting his hood back up, dispelling the spell. And, you know, I thought it would be easier the second time seeing you do that, but I'm still just as freaked out.
Oh, it's not that bad. Come on. So, what do you need, little Veigar?
You know, companions would be helpful, you know, maybe my own personal tavern. Killing Fenrir would probably be the top of that list.
Intriguing. And what about you, Scooter? What do you
What? I mean, I came here to help my friends. I came here to get Veigar. Trying to get some
Well,
backup.
Veigar, you the bane. But isn't there something more you'd like?
You know, all those eyes, I don't quite trust you, but I do have a question. You know anything more about these? I mean, you're pretty all-seeing with all those eyes. He keeps bringing the eyes up. All those eyes, you probably gather that I got something attached to me as well, elemental type being. Do you know anything about those?
Ah, elemental spirit. Yes, I've conducted my fair share of research, though that was in my home. The elemental spirits here in Faerun are far different from my home world. But you may not hear a conversation. You're probably here for me to bestow my knowledge upon you. Or maybe to give you some power to push you to success with dealing with the Blood Queen. After all, I've been watching over you guys since you entered Whitehorn. It was only natural for me to have intrigue on how that would turn out.
I think I missed some of that.
What did you miss?
I think the very last sentence he said. I heard.
Um,
He kind of break it up at the very end. I heard he asking if you want something else for power or some and then he started.
Yeah,
putting her up a little bit.
basically him talking about bestowing power or knowledge upon you, because he's been watching over the party ever since they entered Whitehorn, because he had intrigue on how it would turn out with Torstein.
Oh. Scooter kind of crosses his arms. I mean, whatever you got, man. I mean, you're not like, is there any, like, does Veigar have like a weakness? Is there a way to get around his bullshit house? I mean, can you help us get there faster? Veigar, do you need anything?
I don't think I. But my blade could do with some sharpening. Maybe you could give it an additional effect of some kind. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it, but
Hand me
everyone
your
has
blade.
their wants. As Veigar has been training with this blade for extensive time now, he has sort of learned some tricks with it. Scooter, you would sort of be remiss to not mention the fact that you didn't actually see him walk with the sword or anything. And that is because he now has it to where it's sort of just, although it is always on his person, it's simply just not visible until he places his hand on the hilt. Basically just conceals it just so that it doesn't arise any sort of suspicion with townsfolk and such. It's of no actual like purpose for why it turns invisible other than that. So, it doesn't actually do anything else.
Neat little
Basically, yeah, it just sort of. So he just sort of puts his hand near his waist, and then the sword just sort of appears in his hand and lays it on the table. I'm trusting you a lot with that. You could simply just send that to God knows where, and I'd probably just die on the spot. But
I mean, I could do that at any time.
yeah, that's why I thought I'd mention it.
I forgot you were in possession of a weapon of Haranda.
As you can see, his purity. As you can see, he uses his like white purity magic to kind of make the sword float in front of him as he's like using sigils to like look over it completely.
It seems an external force has unlocked the weapon of Haranda from improving itself as it should naturally. One moment, I shall remove that.
And as he clicks his fingers, the voice from the sword disappears and has been expelled.
I wasn't expecting that. I was simply using this as a way for you to say why I have bonuses like that are better now. But
it's an external force stopping it from innately progressing as the weapon should.
Oh. I am now slightly worried. Why is the voice gone?
Because it was a curse. A spirit of a demon from the Nine Hells, clearly toying with a mortal victim. No worries, it's gone now.
So wait, you're saying this whole time that hasn't been my fragment of a soul in the blade?
Oh no, he's still.
What I was under the impression.
Your soul is still fragmented into the blade, but the soul of the demon itself that caused that to happen is gone. Now let's see here. Your improvements to your blade have finally come through. I think you might like what it has to offer.
As he will then use his magic to then float it forward towards you. His all 7 of his eyes narrowing intensely at your
Yeah.
next chosen actions.
Give me a sec. I'm getting a phone call. Just give me 2 minutes.
No worries. Yeah. Bob, I had it planned the entire time that it was a demon from the Nine Hells toying with him.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, his soul is fragmented in the blade now because of
But-
that, but there is a way
Hey.
to get it back to normal. Because if you remember, Zadicus did claim that back when you rule in Icewind Dale.
Yeah,
He's not
remember
gonna
that.
lie.
I mean, and the
So-
thing that caused it is now gone, so
Yeah,
it's not
the thing that
necessarily
was
fucking with them anymore.
yeah, exactly. But at least it gave him useful information on what he can gain as well.
It did, and it stopped him from dying once.
Twice.
Shit, yeah, it did.
I mean, because this blade itself cast counterspell, I believe, during the Drago fight against Fenrir. Otherwise, he would have died, and then it
Yeah.
would taken a little bit of it would taken a couple of rounds for Veigar to reform.
Jeez. Oh yeah, I forgot a Cali guy. Yep.
Yeah, it's only a few sessions ago, but it is wild that we're going to be on session 21 on Thursday. We've been doing this for 21 weeks. Isn't that crazy? I didn't think
Goes by
everyone would
pretty
enjoy the.
quickly.
Yeah, I didn't think everyone would enjoy the campaign so much, to be completely honest. I do occasionally put myself down a lot, I do know that. But I generally think I'm a shit DM most of the time, but the fact that you still return every session, always with positivity, alongside everyone else, always tell me that I'm doing a good job, does make me feel better. But it is astonishing that we are 21 sessions deep, second arc of the campaign, and everyone's still enjoying it as much as the very first session.
It's been fun. Like, and it is said, even when the DM, like, it's hard to do that shit's. DM is a difficult job, and like it's only gonna get easier as you do it. So I mean, you've been getting better with it. So
I
I mean,
appreciate it.
sometimes
It's
you're gonna
still funny. I had
you
to
can't,
learn
yeah,
monk.
you can't keep up with everything that everyone's gonna try to fucking do. So you're always gonna be ready for that bullshit to come at you sideways. But
Yeah, especially fucking Anthem City out of fucking nowhere last session. That really caught me off guard.
yeah, I did. We weren't just gonna travel there by foot. We got magic, man.
Everything good there, Freddy? You're muted.
Yep. There we go. Yeah. So sorry. What am I supposed to be replying to the many-eyed man?
He's just sliding the sword over to you after saying that it's got some new abilities that you might find interesting as he narrows his eyes, intensely looking at your next chosen actions.
Veigar would wield the sword and sort of mainly just sort of realizes the silence. Just sort of stands there and just sort of realizes that for the first time in like a year, he's finally alone with only his own thoughts and no external sort of influence. Because although the
it's-
sword only speaks to him like at certain times, his thoughts are always being sort of guided by that external force. You know,
Yeah,
it's always sort of going towards the idea of trying to kill more like red hands and trying to like that's basically what every single thought he has is about. But
this newfound silence is blissful. It's amazing. You're finally gonna get your version of a good night's rest after all this time. And as you place your hand on the sword and you grip it tighter, you feel the newfound improvements of the weapon of Perenda that were held back by this soul that was trying to manipulate you from the beginning. And the strength of it doesn't fill you with courage, but happiness. Not only is that voice and that soul and that being gone, but you're finally able to wield the weapon that was essentially gifted to you as intended, so it can, and it is able to do its job as it was crafted. But another kind of power fills you. You look down at your hand, and your veins, or what there are left, start glowing a bright white. You can recall this as purity magic.
Veigar just sort of looks confusingly at his hands. He's not really saying anything. Very he's very speechless, I think.
What about you, Scooter, from what you're seeing?
Scooter just kind of, I'd imagine Scooter was over to be smiling, just slowly nodding his head, going, "Fuck yeah, Veigar, yeah." He wouldn't know about the voice and the sword, but he'd see the glowing veins and stuff. He'd be like, upgrade.
Upgrade, people, upgrade.
Yeah.
He's going far better than I expected. I thought we were gonna die. We're gonna have to fight.
I have bestowed upon you a last-minute resort if you choose to use it. You see, we all know I'm not a good guy. And my things confuse you, which makes it all that more fun to toy with you. But should you feel like you may lose in a battle, since Thenzium cannot, since Thenzium cannot be destroyed, and that is what this blade is made of, you are able to self-destruct. Causing extreme damage across a 2-mile radius.
Huh.
So tell me, Veigar, how does this make you feel?
It makes me feel like you want me to kill myself.
You can't die.
Yeah, well, self-destructing would possibly destroy my sword, which in turn destroys my soul, which in turn destroys me.
Benzium is one of the hardest materials to damage and destroy. A small purity bomb wouldn't even scratch that blade.
Ah, well, if it's not strong enough to destroy my blade, what's the point of using it?
Watch your tone.
I'm simply trying to make some light of the situation I'm currently. When I get nervous, I tend to try to laugh.
And what's there to be nervous about? It's just me, you, and Scooter.
Oh man.
It's okay. Well, the reason I'm nervous is because I know how this works. You just gave me an upgrade, and now you're going to ask me to do something. Am I correct?
Oh, you're already doing what I asked you to do. Aren't you?
Oh,
You're taking up the red hand, you're going to get rid of Fenrir, and you're going to take over the organization itself and reform it into something better, and bigger, and more powerful. So I need not to ask anything more of you, other than keeping you and your friends safe.
Well, if that's the case, I'd like to ask to take. This is getting uncomfortable. You know that I'm good for what I owe.
Oh, but didn't you want me to bestow knowledge upon you about how to deal with Fenrir?
Who, me? Oh, him.
Oh.
Well,
Wait, yeah.
you're both going to be fighting him. Well, you want to know how to defeat him.
Yeah, speed it up, though. We got time is of the essence. I told you. We got people waiting on us.
Oh, time's the essence. In that case, give me one moment.
Don't like this fucker, Veigar. Gonna whisper to you.
There we go. Now we don't have to worry about time.
Scooter will slowly nod. Yes.
Veigar would turn to Scooter. Scooter? I think we're fucked.
I'll be quiet from now on out.
No, you're not fucked. You just said time was of the essence. So, I dealt with time.
I guess that is I must appreciate it. So the Fenrir, how that information? How about that?
Give me a second.
Can you say that again, please? My brain malfunctioned while trying to type the message for someone.
You're all good, man.
So, to deal with Fenrir, he's a divination wizard, which means he can predict the future to benefit him. He can also use that to force someone who landed a clear hit to fall. You see what I'm saying here? To defeat him, simply don't allow him to read your movement. Be empty-minded. Take a potion of mind blank. Don't let him foresee what you are going to do. Oh, and he's incredibly weak to lightning.
Of course he is. Of course he is. I never realized.
There's a reason he counterspells you back in Daggerford.
Yep. Yep. Finally, that one spell land that he probably would have bit the fucking dust.
Yes, and now you can make him bite the dust again. Oh, and his magical ability. Rip your magic apart. There is no counter for that, unfortunately. That is a gift from the weave itself. Not a gift that bastard deserves anyway.
At this point, you hear a thunderous knock on the door. Bearing in mind time is still, so who the fuck is knocking on the door?
Scooter thinks Lucarno. He's like, it gotta be Lucarno.
Or it could be one of his lackeys.
It's very true. We don't know what he has.
Lincano kicks a door in.
Yeah.
Yes, you old fucker.
Now, if you don't mind, creature of unknown nature, my friends and I have business to tend to. They've gained what they wanted from you, as I've heard. And that spell of yours had no emotion behind it, so you are just weak with time magic. Now then, I suppose we should go to an alchemist for some mind blank potions, don't you agree?
Yeah.
Or do you all need to rest, as it's been a bit of a day, especially for you, Scooter?
Yeah, I mean, a rest would be preferable for everybody. I know that we are on a schedule, so.
Don't worry. As I said to you before, Scooter, I have not much need for rest these days, so here. Veigar will pass Scooter a small key. Inside my house, there is a hatch. Use that key to open the hatch. There should be some more decent living arrangements rather than the old and windy top level. It's nothing massive, just a bit more homely. I'll go find us those potions.
Much appreciated. I'll do that.
I'll be wrong. I'm going to need you to repeat that without the voice because it is very difficult to understand the words you say.
He's very pissed off. He's just basically said, "Who are you, Alphoid, to waltz into here, call my magic weak, and to take away my clientele?"
Oh, he's talking to sorry. Yeah, he's talking to Lancano, ain't he? Yeah, sorry.
I forgot he was still there.
You're all good.
Oh, eye guy.
Well, I am me, and you are you. I am Lincano Clocksmith. Or rather, Ravensmith now. And me, again. I'm just a wood elf. Out here, taking my friends away from a bastard who's trying to put them in a packed situation that they cannot escape from. We have the information we need, so you can fuck off.
Oh, I wouldn't have said that. I
Kindly,
would
kindly
not
fuck
have said
off.
that.
Try to fucking fight this creature because of Lucarno.
Oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, we're not
If that
You're
happens,
feeling
I'm not
froggy,
being-
Lucarno. Jump.
I'm not being funny, but at this point, if that did happen, Veigar would leave Lincano. He doesn't have much bond to Lincano anyway.
I suppose the natural seed.
As Zalika snaps his fingers and Lincano is banished to the Astral Sea.
Good day.
Can we get him back, please?
He can return when he can learn to behave himself. Now, are we done here?
I'm good. Are you good, Veigar?
I think I'm okay.
Okay.
Please don't kill our friend.
Yeah.
Please don't kill my acquaintance and his friend. I'm not too linked to him, but I definitely don't want him to die.
Just to speak on Lucano's behalf. I mean, he's in his old age, his mind has just he's been losing himself in his old age. I think it's dementia, he's friendly. He's good.
Yeah, and with the magic poison, his mind isn't where it should be.
Okay, we'll leave. But that doesn't be kind to Lucano. He's a good guy. And they will walk.
He won't
Scooters
be
running.
dying. He will not be dying, don't you worry. He's strong enough to find his own way back. And I have no need to kill someone like him. He'll be fun to play with later.
As from his feet up, he then pulls up the alter self of the old man as he hunches over and grabs this strange looking tool and turns it into a walking stick. Come now. You have some things to go purchase in preparation, and I have a tavern to run.
You are correct. We will be on our way. Thank you for getting rid of the demon in my sword. Scooter, let's go. Although Veigar was trying to be a bit snippy and funny, after seeing him do that, he is now scared shitless and will leave. So.
Thinks people are going to be pissed off about Lucano. He's like, I'm not going to have a fun time explaining that to nobody.
I think we should maybe not mention it to anybody. He will turn up eventually.
I will bring it up, but if they ask, I might not. You're right. I probably should keep it on the down.
I'm not being funny, but if I know of the specificities of their relationship, I would not go and tell Ruel especially.
Oh yeah.
She may do something extremely rash.
Yeah, 2 people dead.
Yeah.
They're not dead. They're not dead.
As you leave the bar, your owl comes and perches on your shoulder, Veigar. Been a while since he's perched there. Last I remember he's done that properly. It was back in Leylon. But This time, he feels more familiar.
No, Scooter. I know you're one for animals. I never really did much to this owl, but it just seems to follow me, and it really enjoys being in my company. Do you have any idea why?
Scooter's gonna look at it. I mean, if you want to, give me about 10 minutes. I can ask him.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
He'll say something. Scooter will say something to Sylvan too, and see if the owl will if it registers for the owl. He's like, "Hey, you understand this?"
The owl's head snaps and looks directly at you.
All right, so you can't. Yeah, you do understand me, but you can't talk back. All right, I'll fix that in a minute. All right, buddy. And if we can find somewhere to sit down, he will spend 10 minutes and eventually cast speak with animals.
After some time of casting, it works. Ask away.
Hey there, fella. I'm not sure what your name is. I don't know if you name yourself or whatever, but Veigar wants to know why you hanging around.
For you, Veigar, all you hear is squawking
Yeah.
and owl hooting. But what you hear, Scooter, is I am a fragment of Hader's soul. What's left in the good of his heart.
As the owl speaks it to Scooter, Scooter will speak it out loud to Veigar.
Silas has simply gone down the bad path, and I want to watch over him and take care of him. Forgive me for what I did back at Neverwinter. I could not control myself. But I'm here now.
I have
That's
enough.
nice.
But, there's
I've
something.
had this plan from the beginning.
There's something Veigar would do, and there's something that I would do, and they're two very drastically different things.
I'm interested. What are both?
I would very much appreciate this and very much enjoy this, and let it keep continuing. Veigar hates the mention of Silas and his past life, and so would probably fucking murder this bird.
Do you really want to do that in front of the druid?
Scooter would not approve, but
Yeah. Veigar, look, we'll go halfway. Veigar, upon hearing this, will sort of freeze for a moment. I assume once the animal, like Speak of Animals, is cast, Veigar will continue walking to where we need to get these potions just to.
Yeah, you go
be
to a local
efficient.
brewery where you get your
and
where you get
while
your
this
potions
is
of
all,
strength and
like,
invisibility and
but
stuff.
Veigar would literally freeze in place the second that the name Silas was mentioned. Hadar's soul, he kept walking, but once he said Silas, he would literally freeze on the spot. And once the rest of this speaking was finished, being relayed to him, he would okay, we're gonna do this. Veigar is going to gently grab the owl. He's going to hold the owl in front of him. You don't mention that name even in your owl hooting tongue. Probably can't understand these words, but you understand my actions. Do not say that name. And he's going to let go of the bird.
The bird continued to speak to Scooter, will say, I cannot remember if you always had that name or if we gave it to you, but we remember when you were young. This isn't like you. The others, they've passed on, but due to what happened at Neverwinter, they're trapped in the 9 hells. I have been allowed to stay, possessing an owl.
Scooter will repeat the part after he says he remembers that, like, giving them that name. Scooter will leave that part out, and he will let them know that he'll repeat after that, starting up with the souls and everyone else is trapped and stuff.
Well, I will say that there is some solace in knowing that their souls were not trapped in those undead monstrosities. However, they are from past that I wish not to relive. If my travels ever take me to the 9 hells, maybe I will help. For now, I have greater things in mind. Things that are beyond a mere owl's comprehension. And beyond the comprehension of a small adventuring party who came back to kill me. Obviously not of their own free will, but still to kill me. I spent many years trying to get over it, and I didn't get over it for any of those years until I finally killed Drago. This past couple months have been one of the only times in my life where I've not had nightmares about them being slaughtered in front of me. And now you, Scooter, have just relayed to me that this bird is in fact a remnant of that. And I wish to have no part of it. At least for now. Because the moment I get back into it, it's going to start all over again.
You have arrived at the alchemist's store. It's called Bernard's Brewery.
I will also say that as he finishes the sentence, Veigar is going to cast counter spell to make it so that the speak of animals stops. He is literally he is using a spell slot to make it so that he cannot the bird can no longer communicate with them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess as we get here, Scooter will stay outside for a second longer and kind of bring the owl to his arm. I guess as Veigar kind of as goes in, and Scooter's gonna just say in Sylvan to him. He's looks at the owl, just keep a distance, keep an eye on him, but just stay away for now. He's gonna whisper very softly to him. He's like, I miss him too. But Veigar's not all bad. He's got the right place in mind. Might go dark sometimes, but he's there. Keep working on it. It's a tough nut to crack. Just for now, I would lay off, and he's gonna kind of let him go and walk inside.
Alrighty. This bread is very chewy.
Don't die on camera.
Yeah. As Veigar would have obviously taken point in entering here because Scooter took some time to stay back and say that to the birds. Scooter is simply going, not Scooter, sorry. Veigar is simply going to walk up to the counter of the brewery.
You know Renard very well at this point. You've been staying here for the last few months. And he's sold you potions of invisibility, strength, health, all the necessities that you've needed on your travels. And because you are such a supportive customer and the sole reason why his business is still alive at the moment, he cuts you discounts.
Hey, Bernard. I'm going to be taking a bit of a trip from the town for a while. I'm going to need... and you see the Veigar starts counting on his hand. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait,
five, six.
you're leaving again? How long for?
I'm not sure. I'll be honest with you, I really don't know. But I will be back, don't worry. And if I don't, assume I'm dead and hold a few.
Okay, but if you're gonna be gone for a few months,
Oh no,
I'm
no,
gonna have to.
I'm hoping it won't be that long. I know what I have to do, and I know I have the strength to do it.
Okay, but I'm gonna have to ask you to pay full price this time. Okay.
Fair enough. You had to convince me to take that discount when you first gave it to me. So I'm more than happy to pay full price. Now, I really don't mean to be rude, but please, I was trying to count in my head and I lost count, so please don't interrupt me this time. I'm
Did you
going
actually
to
lose
need...
count?
Well, I was in the middle. I was halfway through counting, and then you started speaking to me, and so I forgot what number I was on.
I'm so sorry.
That's fine. So I'm gonna need. You see, Veigar start counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 7, but give me 8 potions of mind blank. And also, did you happen to have... Actually, no, that's unneeded. Maybe 4 potions of invisibility?
Yes, and I've got I've made 3 new batches of a potion that you haven't seen in a while. You came, but you remember you arrived and they were out of stock. We have potion. We got some potions of Cloud's giant strength. And potions of speed. And I've been able to make a single potion of invulnerability.
Are you really gonna break my bank account with no discount on this one? Hey. Okay. Redo then. 8 mind blank, 4 invisibility, 4 speed, 4 storm giant, and give me that potion of invulnerability.
I'm sorry, you haven't been making much from slaying recently. Going to be 24 platinum. The invulnerability is hard to make.
24 platinum. Fair enough.
1,400 gold.
Yes. It helps obtain the ingredients.
Scooter's gonna give you 10 platinum. He's like, "Here, Veigar." He's like, "I'll help cover."
Thank you.
Also, I checked on the inventory thing. For some reason, potions in Mont Blanc don't exist, so they're probably in a different source book that we don't have.
Yeah.
If I'm not
I
mistaken,
just-
when you drink them,
Whatever money, whatever like happens, just when it comes time to use them, just I bought enough to give everyone one, and I think I actually
Yeah.
bought a second one just in case. Because if I'm correct, is there 7 playable characters? But that's
Yeah.
including Firestorms, and I'm not sure what the situation with her playing characters is anymore.
So, Veigar, Scooter, Kiri, Noxus, Zona, Breros, Sky, and Astraea. But Astraea's not been here. So technically,
Yeah, that's
9.
7. Wait,
But
9? What? Wait. Oh, okay. Cool.
Veigar, Scooter. But the thing is, Lazona isn't going to be sticking around for much longer.
You know,
Anyway.
I didn't include Lazona because I thought Lazona dipped once Josh once Josh got Noxus back. That's why. Yeah, no, I'm still sticking with 8, and I just bought 4, 4, 4, and 1 because if I am correct in saying you cannot be under the effect of 2 different potions at once, correct?
I can't remember, actually.
All I know is that's how it works in Baldur's Gate, so I'm assuming that's how it works in real D&D. But yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. You can't like fucking drink 10 potions at once.
Yeah.
It's not like Elden Ring where you can just keep on stacking things.
Yeah, like because in Baldur's Gate 3, one of the stipulations like is that all of like the potions, like the potions of strength and like speed, they're called elixirs instead, and you can only be under the effect of 1 elixir per character. But the elixir lasts until you take a long rest.
There are no limits.
Okay, well I
just searched it up. But because of that, I would say the limit
Oh
would be 2
I
potion
think-
effects.
I think Josh is watching us right now because he just told me why
Yeah.
Lazona's still here.
Yes. Yeah, Josh is watching.
I was thinking,
I-
how the hell did he reply to me when he's not in here? They're just streaming, aren't you?
Yeah,
He knows all. Completely forgot about Twitch.
Okay. Well, I'm still just gonna chill. I'm still gonna chill with 4, 4, and 4, 4,
yeah, no.
4, and 1.
Yeah, I will say the maximum you can have is 2 or 3, but the more you drink, I would, depending on the potion as well, its rarity
Yeah.
and whatnot. I would
Going
say
that Witcher route.
Yeah.
each potion beyond the first one, you'd have to do a certain Constitution saving throw DC, for the second and third and so on and so forth to still affect you the way as intended. That sounds fair to me
Yeah.
because magical potions are very, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Well, I'll buy all those potions. I've taken 14 platinum out of my inventory, and I'm assuming Scooter has taken out 10.
Yep.
Um,
Got you on it.
And I will say, Brad, that I will have to say, if I can possibly hurry up to because I am like predisposed to already doing something today.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Just so you know, a potion of mind blank. So there's a spell, honestly, then there's the actual potion. The potion works very similar to the spell, but unlike the spell, it lasts only for about a minute to 10 minutes.
But that's still long enough for one whole like thing of combat. You know?
Yeah, it's still a whole round of combat, which can really do something.
It's a whole 10 rounds of combat, even if it's only 1 minute. So
yeah, so you don't have to worry too much. Yeah, because the thing potions in one light do exist. Some people have them as a homebrew item. Some people, I'm pretty sure some people have it through a source book. Because I've seen it used before elsewhere. But yes. Anyway, so you've obtained your potions. You paid for them. Would you like to head over to Whitehorn? I guess. It does
yeah.
mean it does inquire though if you're going to be available to show up following sessions. That will happen. I mean, I
Okay.
can always just control Veigar for you, or it could
Yeah.
be.
So
Or what we could do is we could say that you're venturing out and getting the remaining 20 names before then the actual final fight with
So,
Torcheye, and then that's
yeah.
where you go for Fenrir.
So what I'll do is I will say that I can show up this Thursday
Mm-hmm.
and next Thursday, but after that I'm honestly not sure because
That's absolutely fine.
I'm going on a small vacation, which is only going to be like a couple days, but it will include a Thursday. And then
Okay.
I'm moving away for university, which I'm obviously not
Sure.
sure how that's going to...
Honestly,
Yeah.
don't worry. All I would ask of you is just to tell me if you're able to make it or not, and if you're comfortable with me controlling Veigar for, like, say, magic purposes or
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Just,
That's the
yeah,
only thing
I'm
I'll
cool with that.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that due to my availability, I may say that I'll show up definitely for this week because it makes sense. Obviously,
Yes.
I'm with Scooter. I think once I show up for that, I think it may be an idea for you to control Veigar for any situations until the session with the fight with Fenrir.
Yeah.
Because until that, because I will need to be like
Yeah.
doing a lot of preparation stuff.
When we do come up to the, because this is a little bit of spoilers, but like you need to know.
Yeah.
I plan for there to be 3 fights in the Torcheye arc. The first 2 fights is Torcheye and Fenrir. Fenrir's to die in the second fight, and then the third and final fight, you kind of know where that's going to then go.
Yeah.
So when we near the second fight against Fenrir, I will let you know 2 or 3 weeks in advance.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Because that gives you enough time to prepare. I don't want to do short notice.
Yeah, no, I'm more than happy with that. That is perfectly fine. So I'll show up this Thursday. So I'll show up, would that be not tomorrow, but the day after?
Yes.
And then after that, we'll do that, and you just let me know when you want me there.
Sounds good to me. Well, it'd be good to have you back as well.
Yeah.
I will have to send you the Skype link. So,
Oh, I need to
quickly wrap this up. Oh shit. Okay.
I can do that. No, it's fine. I can do that tomorrow. I'll be more than fine to do that tomorrow.
To quickly wrap up this episode of Noxus Chronicles, after purchasing your lovely potions of haha, go fuck you. You walk back outside with Scooter, and Lencano is there ready. He's in a carriage, so he's clearly called a carriage to take him back to his home. Yeah, Lencano's already back. Yeah. He was not gonna stay in the astral sea for very long. He might have mana poisoning, but fuck me, he's still powerful. Anyway, so he's in his carriage. He's heading back to his home. However, you should definitely not tell the others about what happened, because
I'm not
just because Lencano came back doesn't mean everyone else can.
Yeah, if he's back, he's back. It never happened.
Exactly. So you see a nearby tree, Scooter, to your liking. It is a old British oak tree in design.
Well, I can't cast it right now unless I take a long rest. I'm out of those spell slots.
Yeah.
And anything above that spell slot. Scooter's been a little used. He's been a little used up at the moment.
Alrighty. Okay.
He's gonna he needs a long rest in order to get that spell back.
Okay, hold on then. I might have another idea before Lencano disappears. Let me check his spell listing.
Because I don't have any 6th or any 9th level spells left.
Oh yeah, you do need to rest. Luckily, actually, if you in character bring up with Noxus about needing rest, yeah, that's all I'll tell you.
I already know. I gotcha.
Yes, okay. So, because of the whole situation in regards to the mana poisoning, Lencano does have an idea, but it's down to whether or not you guys are happy with this idea. So, I'm unable to teleport, but I might be able to remodel the specifics of the catapult spell to work on humans for long distance. If you're okay with being yeeted several 100 miles.
I can deal with that.
Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Strap up or clap up. Okay, no. So you see him. You can see the physical formation of the catapult spell in front of him. Like he, because he's got off the carriage, and you can see he creates it, and he's picking it apart and using like his own arcane essence. He's like infusing it with his innate lightning magic. And he's going to infuse some of his time magic into it, so it can basically speed up Extension doing faster as well. But the lightning magic is to infuse it to zoom harder. Okay. Hold on to each other tightly. Who's okay with being pushed at Mach 5?
Will go into his shell. He's like, fuck it, hit me up with it, man. And he's like in his shell.
Just in your shell with Veigar in there with you, just making him a pot of tea.
Have a seat.
Veigar will simply hold the peak of his cloak.
All right, and he will. I will strength check for him because you are pretty heavy, actually, Scooter, as a turtle.
Yes, he is.
Did bro just call you fat?
You fucking fat shaming Scooter?
All right, so he nat 20 on a strength check. He, with one hand, picks both of you up by the back of Scooter's shell. Get ready. And he pulls back, and Scooter, I do apologize. You feel a part of your shell crack from his grip as he then throws you at Mach 5.
And as he throws me, he just hears, "You son of a bitch!" as he fucking goes off in the distance for cracking his goddamn shell.
It wasn't on purpose, I promise.
Scooter will get his payback.
Oh, I just realized. Ooh.
He's gonna tell on him. Scooter's gonna tell on the Carno.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So,
I guess we're
just
off.
so you know, in a straight line, it is 1,089 miles from where you are to Whitehorn. You're being thrown at Mach 5. So the second you are thrown, you're practically there.
So what's 5 times the speed of sound? Jesus Christ.
He just reworked his spell to throw you that fast.
Wait, so that's nearly 2,000 meters per second, which would we'd be in the air for at least like a minute, I'd say. But
Yeah,
still, that's
about.
a very like short amount of time traveling that far. Yeah, because you're going about you're going about a mile a second.
Scooter Railgun.
Yeah. I will have to ask both of you to do a strength and a con save for the landing.
Strength and con save. Okay.
Yes. Do it as a combined. I thought that was fun.
Yeah. You know, I just realized as
Uh,
well, Brad. It's
Yeah, what's that?
it's nearly the 3rd of September.
I know. Are you looking forward to Sunday?
Yeah. Yep.
Shall we? Did we say we could look at doing it as a bi-weekly thing?
Well, yeah, because me and you have to obviously work around the Curse of Strahd campaign, don't we?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
until
me-
that's finished, we're kind of forced to make it a bi-weekly thing.
Yeah. Me and Josh spoke after last session, and we think it's probably a good idea if we make our characters before the stream start, so we don't spend
Yeah.
3 hours of the
Okay,
actual
fair.
stream creating a character.
Well, I already know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna like spoiler alert for upcoming new stream series. I'm gonna be playing a paladin, I think. Or maybe I'll be a druid, or maybe I'll be a fighter. I don't know. I am still quite conflicted, but I'm like set on like 3 classes I want to be in. I'll just think about it tomorrow, probably.
If I might multi-class because your max level is level 12.
Yeah,
So 5 levels fighter.
but I haven't even got into Act 3 yet, and I've been playing the game for since it came out. Because I just been enjoying the game so much, I keep making new characters and just playing up until the end of Act 2, which gets you to about level like 9. So it's pretty fun. But yeah.
Right, yeah. So, how are those combined strength con saves looking, my friend?
Oh, they're saving throws?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. I rolled a nat 1 on the strength, and my strength is -1, so it would be 0. And then the con save, I rolled a 17 plus 3, which is 20. So I rolled a dirty 20, and that is it.
So I got a 19 on my strength save for +1 into
So
dirty
dirty
20.
20.
And then my con save was 13 plus 3 for 16. So that is 36 total.
With your strength save, you are able to keep Scooter from fucking up the landing. With your con saves, you don't take any damage.
Nice.
However, though, when you go to land, you grip the tortoise shell as tight as you can, so you can do the landing aspect. And as you come barreling in towards Whitehorn, you see this thick magical mist surrounding it. And as you come in, you plant your feet into the ground as hard as you can. You get pushed like 15 feet backwards towards the entrance. Ironic, I know. And you just leave a whole line in the dirt where you were trying to slow yourself down from the landing. The only thing I will say is this is the first time Veigar has cracked his back properly since he became a lich. So because you're arching backwards as well to like hold him up properly, so your back is just cracking as well. But you managed to survive the impact of the landing.
All right. As we like show up there, Scooter will show Vic. I guess bring Veigar to the hole he burrowed out of, and he's like, you might have to make yourself a little smaller with that alter self spell, but this is it. He's gonna crawl in, and hopefully they stayed there and didn't kill themselves in 8 hours.
Again, the iron grated gates creak open again. The mist slightly seeping outwards as you step forward. You know where you're going now, Scooter, this being your second time here, though it doesn't make you feel any less uneasy. You slowly trundle through, and you make it to the manor entrance. Well done, Veigar. You managed to arrive.
Yay.
And this is where we're going to cut off the session.
Cool.
Hell's Awakening Noxus Chronicles.
Wow.
Technically, the third episode, Scooter's Search for a Friend.
And I
Glad
guess
to have you back, Freddy.
Yeah. So I do have to hop out rather quickly. Made arrangements with a friend, and
That's
I will
That's,
speak to you guys on the 31st, being the
yes.
session this week.
Yes, before you do disappear real quick,
Yes.
how did you find the one-on-one? It's the
It's
first
pre-
one we've actually done.
It's pretty good actually.
I'm
Yeah.
glad.
I'm just like, I will say I can definitely see how, for me personally, this would definitely be unenjoyable if it reached that 4 hour mark, especially if it was just like on my own. But having someone like having Bob here, like as Scooter, sort of like, you know, bounce off with for only 2 hours, it was actually pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
And
That's
I
good.
enjoyed it myself too.
Yeah.
That's brilliant to hear. And once again, promotion for myself. Thursday, Hell's Awakening, episode 21. The Manor is its own prison, essentially. And on Sunday, Baldur's Gate 3 with the crackheads. Freddy, my brother Q, and Josh. That is it for now, and
That's
we'll
gonna
see
be
you all
goofy.
on Thursday.